What happened to Hytale? Exposed. Hello and welcome back to Hytale Truffle. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. What happened to Hytale? It's a question a lot of YouTubers has been wondering lately, with it being a popular topic. Basically, Hytale was a brand new game from the studio Hypixel, who made a very popular server on Minecraft. The trailer for Hytale came out around 3 years ago at this point, and basically a lot of people don't even know what's going on. I mean, is the game dead? Did they stop the development? Well, these are going to be questions that we're going to be answering in today's video. First off, Hytale's biggest problem is that it started development in 2018, making players extremely worried for the game's future as of 2022. In Hytale's 2021 summer development update, they actually put out something that said that they have several more years of hard work to go. Actually, real quick, let's read the Hytale update on this one, which says, what has become increasingly apparent is that we have several more years of work ahead of us before Hytale is ready to launch. We don't want to provide another estimated launch window that turns out to be incorrect. However, we no longer expect to be ready to launch Hytale before 2023 at the earliest, and it could very well take long. There are two key considerations driving this assessment. The first is that our capabilities of a studio have significantly improved and the scope of what we can do is expanded. Put it simply, we're better at making games than we used to be. But taking full advantage of this takes time, and they also explain in this that they have to develop Hytale for multiple platforms and it wanted to be a cross-platform experience. But here's the issue as to why players are worried about development. We barely get any update. We literally get updates like twice a year on this. This is exactly the reason why the hype is dying down. Because if you won't respond to the community or give minimal response, what do players know to be hyped for in the first place? And another reason why players feel this way is because the game has been delayed for actual years now. It's been at least 5 or 6 years since we've gotten proper and clear communications on it. So there's a good reasons as to why the community is clueless in the first place. The developer is also now, as an update, have full backing from Riot Games, who is one of the most powerful games companies in the world. Now that the studio has the full support that they need to compete making the game. The game's development will probably move faster, but in this case they are focusing on quality. It's 2022, so what's the latest update we've gotten so far? Well, here's some gameplay from Hytale themselves, which look like the game is going in a really high quality directions. You can definitely tell that. They are putting a lot of effort into the combat systems as well. The combat systems looks immaculate. Just look at that. It looks amazing. It's actually funny though, after doing further research, we actually find that Hytale was pushed back by the Riot accusations. This means that the release date will be 2023 and it is the earliest. It could go as late as 2027 to even release this game. This release date is cutting it a bit close enough, at least that's what Optimus has to say about it. Check out his clip down here. It has been delayed for years now, right? You know, like people thought this game, because we got an announcement in 2018, people thought this game, 2019, 2020, we don't even have it by the end of the decade, which is okay. But then you're pushing it into like the middle of the decade too. And it's really hurting the hype of this game. In fact, I went out and looked at the Google Trends for Hytale, which basically tracks the amount of Google searches for that term, right? This is the 5-year outlook of Hytale. People searching it on Google, which is obviously the biggest search engine in the world. It may not even be like a 6 for what it used to be right at its peak. So yes, the hype is going slow, but they're still going strong with updates, and they still have a large player base. Another thing that happened is that their cross-platform play has actually delayed the game even longer. Here's what they have to say on that. The second consideration is the need to develop Hytale in a way that allows us to bring it to multiple platforms as rapidly as possible. It's always been our goal to eventually release Hytale on mobile and consoles as well as PC, but it's become apparent they were heading for a scenario where a community would ultimately find itself split across versions and devices. We think it is enormously important to avoid this, to create an ecosystem where as many players as possible can play together and share their creations. However, this means making major changes to Hytale engines and our approach to launch, and this extends development time. It's definitely a large thing to do because it will take a while before the whole thing is definitely operational and stuff like that. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.